The history of Hello Games and the problems with No Man's Sky. Founded in 2008 by Sean Murray, Grant Duncan, Ryan Doyle, and David Ream, Murray had been a developer at EA before he teamed up with his friends to start the Hello Games studio. He left to be able to make fresh new IPs instead of constant sequels that he felt would burn him out and would just lead him down a path to a midlife crisis. So, with just him and his three friends, they joined together and started Hello Games and worked hard on their first title. They made their first game title named Joe Danger in 2010, and apparently it was very good and popular and people absolutely loved it. And due to the praise and popularity of the title, it led to a sequel. Even though he didn't want to make sequels, it led to several sequels. In fact, the first one came 2 years later that was known as Joe Danger 2, the movie. Now, this is about the time when Sean started working heavily on a 1980s sci-fi style procedurally generated exploration game. This title was built and had a little bit of a reveal at the VGX 2013 awards show where it received massive hype by the attendees and the crowd. People were stoked and really looking forward to this game. Now, as the team worked hard on their dream game, Mother Nature decided to set them back in their development. And on December 24th of 2013, a nearby river broke its bank and flooded their whole studio, destroying all of their hardware. But by a stroke of luck, not all of the project code was destroyed, and they were able to recover most of the code and successfully relocate to a new studio. Now, around this time, the hype train started to speed out of control when Sony obtained publishing rights and started promoting the game with the new famous trailer on the PlayStation Network. Oh my goodness, we all know that one, the one where it showed a bunch of fake footage that was not even in the game. They were touting mechanics, flora, fauna, and creatures that didn't even exist in the current build of the game. And it certainly didn't help when Hello Games went silent about the missing features, and really that led to a lot of issues. I mean, hands down, personally, it really hurt them badly. Now, eventually, after the radio silence, Sean Murray finally stepped up and broke the silence and did a lot of interviews, and he stated that they had failed to control the hype. Personally, what I think happened is Sean got a little bit carried away, and he was talking about features that he had planned in the future for the game, which they hadn't currently implemented. And he thought the game was so overly large, he thought he could take the risk of pretty much lying and saying, hey, this game's going to have these features in it, and there's no way in hell that anyone's going to be able to find this for how large the game is. But it took people only 3 days to actually break one of the main things that he was lying about, and that was actually being able to see other players in the game. Honestly, he should have just been honest with it instead of just going around with that. Now, but to their credit, Hello Games did go and hunker down and do what they promised. They kept at it, releasing numerous free DLCs and expansions. They added cross-play support, a VR mode, and more. And they just now released another update known as Frontiers. It adds even more to the game. And finally, because of all this attention of them working hard and adding to this game, they were able to do something that has never really happened before in a video game and got the review rating on Metacritic reversed. Instead of it being mostly a negative game, it's actually a positive game now, which is actually quite an amazing feat considering what they went through. Now, Hello Games did do something that any other game company has never really done. And even though they started with a really poor quality game under false pretenses, they did stay true and stick to their promise and have worked hard and added enough content and fixed things and have done a great job in making the game that I feel that they originally had promised to the fans. Now, hands down, there are certain things I have to state. about Hello Games and the way they made their games. First of all, I am so happy for them to turn this around and actually do what was the right thing and working hard and fixing the problems that they had created. They took a game and they keep adding to it, and they finally added enough content, I would say, to where it surpasses what they originally said they were going to do. Doesn't look anything still like the PlayStation trailer they have for buying it. No, it still doesn't. But I would say it's a drastic improvement and has a lot more features and options that the original premise never would have had in a million years. And most game companies would have just wiped their hands and moved on to the next thing. But no, I'll give Hello Games credit. They stuck to their guns and they worked hard and they went and kept adding more content to this game. In the end, though, I would have to say, if you are a game company or anybody in particular, that's not the right way to do things. It really isn't. I mean, honestly, in all due fairness, be honest with the crowd. Be honest with your fans and the game players out there. If you think you're going to have something, just make sure you word it properly. And don't backtalk later on and go, oh, well, I didn't know you were going to figure this out. No, do the right thing. Do the right thing and just be honest and say, hey, these are the current features we have in the game, but our future plans are such and such and such and such. If they would have done that, it would have saved them so much punishment, so many black eyes to the reputation of their company. But through it all and everything that they've been through, Hello Games has expanded, starting out with only 4 people, to where now I think they're over about 30. And that's fantastic. That's great. They've even evolved to where they have another company where they help procedural generation in other games. They've made a couple other games as well. And it's nice to see a nice comeback story. And in the terms of Hello Games, they've struggled a lot, but they steadfast. They stayed true, and they kept working hard on the game, providing new content for everyone who still plays it. And in the end, I think it was a good move. The only thing I could say is, honestly, next time, Sean, just keep your mouth closed until you have facts. That was your main thing. You got carried away, and you got caught in your lies. That's why you got all quiet, and y'all didn't want to say anything for a long time. You're like, oh, how are we going to spin this PR move? You screwed up. Just own up to it and just don't do it in the future. Show that you've learned from your experience, to learn in the future to make better games and learn how to actually correctly tell people what you're getting when you buy them in the first place. In the end, I would say Hello Games has had a rather unique start, and they're going pretty strong. Please leave in the comments below what you think of Hello Games. What's your favorite game that they have made? What is your personal feelings about No Man's Sky? Do you think that it's become a good game now? Or do you think it's still crap? Or what is the high points or low points that you think of this particular title? Make sure to hit that bell icon to stay updated whenever I release any new videos on my channel. Make sure to subscribe. And of course, I always end my videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time.
Well, Nathan, I just want to make it clear once and for all, in case you didn't know, the devil's in the details. And idle hands at the devil's workshop. So make of that what you will.
This is Clementine, and the devil's in the details.
What up, it's Bam Margera, giving a shout out to Devil Dog Gaming and the devil's in the details. Yeah, man.
Nate! Discord here. I don't know where you are, but I'm in Los Angeles, and I think you can see it in the background. On a beautiful day. So when are we all going to get back together again? Who's to say? The devil is in the details. The devil is in the details. Yes, the devil is in the details. Wouldn't you say?